Hello students, today we are going to learn about grassland ecosystem. So you have learned in previous videos structure and function of ecosystem. So today we are going to learn about grassland ecosystem. What is a grassland ecosystem? It is a self-maintained, self-sustained and self-regulated system consisting of abiotic and biotic components in which dominant species are grasses. The grasslands are also called rangelands. They are big open spaces with grasses as the dominant vegetation cover. Grassland ecosystem consists of two main components, abiotic component and biotic component. Abiotic component is also called non-living component. Here the soil is of very poor quality. Rainfall is also quite less, so it can support the growth of only small grasses. Biotic component, it is the living component. It includes producers, consumers and decomposers. So all of you know very well, producers can prepare their own food through the process of photosynthesis. So main producers are grasses, and some scattered trees or the small shrubs are present in the grassland ecosystem. The primary consumers are grazing animals, that is grass eating animals like sheep, goat, cows, buffaloes, rabbits, etc. The secondary consumers include animals like fox, jackals, snakes, lizards, while the tertiary consumers are hawks and kites. So decomposers include different bacteria and fungi in the grassland ecosystem. So basic three components, producers, consumers and decomposers are present in the grassland ecosystem. Each grassland ecosystem works automatically due to its components. So mainly all the grasses prepare their food through the process of photosynthesis and is eaten by the consumers. Both the producers and the consumers, they undergo death and decay, and they are decomposed by the action of bacteria. So in this way, each grassland ecosystem works automatically, or it is self-regulated, self-maintained and self-sustained. Now main characteristic features of grassland ecosystem. Each grassland ecosystem include dominant plant species, that is grasses. Dominant animals are grass-eating animals like cows, buffaloes, goats, sheep, etc. Soil is of very poor quality, so it cannot support the tall growth of the trees. It can support only small grasses. Rainfall is less or scanty. Sufficient sunlight is available in the grassland ecosystems. So let us learn something about the types of the grasslands in India. So there are different types of grasslands found in the India. First of all, Terai grasslands. The Terai grasslands are located in the low-lying area of Terai region of the Himalayan foothills. They are characterized by the tall grasses called elephant grass. Now the elephant grasses can grow up to the height of 5 meters. Because of the availability of the water in the Terai grassland region, all of you must have seen in the geographical channel also group of herds of the elephants coming from the Terai region, because tall grasses are availability is there, and these animals can easily hide themselves into those grasses, so it is called elephant grass also. The elephant grass, they occur in the patches in the waterlogged areas interspersed with the sal forest. So animal found are here mainly elephants and the grazing animals. Second is Himalayan pasture belt. So it is a grassland found in the Himalayan region at the height of 11,000 feet above the sea level. It is also called Valley of the Flowers. So it extends from the coniferous forest to the snow line in the alpine regions. The grazing animals migrate to the Himalayan pasture belt in the summer and come down during winter due to the snowfall. So it has vast variety of colorful poisonous flowering plants and the medicinal plants along with the mosses, grasses, ferns, herbs, shrubs, etc. So that is the reason it is also called Valley of the Flower because of the variety of the colorful flowers. But these are poisonous flowering plants. So animals found are Himalayan goat, snow leopard, rabbit, wolf, yak and migratory birds because such grasslands are found at the height above the sea level. Then we are having Shola grasslands in India. The Shola grasslands are mainly located on the hill slopes along the sides of the Shola forest on the Western Ghat and the Nilgiri region. Similarly, semi-arid grasslands, they are located in the central India in the Deccan Peninsula region. Such grasslands include patches of the thorny shrubs or the grasses. The animals found are blackbuck, chinkara, wolf, floricans and the bustard, etc. These grasslands are of great utilization to the mankind. They are very important for the mankind, so our duty is there to conserve them because of their utilization value. That is the reason we are studying all these grasslands, that we should conserve them. So what is the importance of the grasslands? The grasslands are the main source of fodder for the milk yielding animals or the grazing animals. The dry grasses can be used as fuel wood by the villagers or the rural sector. The dry grasses are also used to make thatches and farmhouses in the sandy areas. Grasses are used as packaging and insulating material. They are source of wide variety of genes for the crop improvement. So in the future times for the crop improvement we need these genes which can grow in the less water, or these grasslands are also helping in pollination process. They help in crop production. So unfortunately these grasslands are under the threat due to overgrazing. So overutilization of the grasslands or overgrazing of the grasslands is leading to their degradation. So it means we must conserve the variety of the plant and animal species or the insects present in the grasslands. Animals found in the grasslands are under the threat of extinction. So beautiful birds like great Indian bustards are also vanishing. So hence there is need to conserve such grasslands. So all students are requested to conserve grasslands. That is the reason they should know what is the importance of grasslands. So overgrazing should be avoided in degraded grasslands. Grazing of grasslands should be done on the rotational grazing pattern. The grasslands should not be replaced by the tree plantations. So there is need to create awareness among the public about the importance of the grasslands. So we can conclude that grassland ecosystem is very, very important, just like that of the forest ecosystem. So in every house of the world we need milk, and milk is being given by the milk yielding animals, and fodder is very, very important for the milk giving animals. So all the milk yielding animals are surviving on the basis of grasslands. We are all eating chocolates due to the availability of milk. So that means it is our moral responsibility to save the grasslands, and we must conserve them to save the grass eating animals also. Thank you. I hope so. You must have liked this video. Kindly share with your friends. Thank you once again.